How much can you save into your 401k, your Roth IRA for next year? The 2024 contribution limits have been announced. I've got that and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Around right now, around the fall, kind of November-ish, the IRS goes through and updates numbers for next year and shares that with us. We know Social Security Administration does the same. Medicare, by the way, does the same as well. And so updates to tax brackets, updates to standard deductions, those sorts of things. And yes, updates to retirement contribution limits, or what I would say, tax-sheltered contribution limits. The big question is, what's your tax shelter strategy? Is it best for you when you look at all 6 areas of your financial life, your cash flow, your protection plan, your tax planning, your investment structure and strategy, your retirement plan, your estate plan? Is it best for you to max out your retirement, your tax shelter retirement account, or is it to fund just up to 15% of your overall income, maybe a little bit less? Should that be pre-tax? Should that be Roth? How do you treat the HSA? So what's your overall tax shelter strategy? It's got to be housed right at the intersection of those 6 areas of your financial life. Knowing whether you should maximize or contribute something different, whether you should contribute pre-tax or Roth or in something completely different, that's a financial plan, comprehensive financial planning decision. I want you to have the wisdom, the confidence, the clarity that you've got the right strategy, that you've got the right approach. So work with your CFP on that. Now, what are those contribution limits for this next year? Well, we saw big contribution limit increase from 22 to 23, right at sort of the peak of inflation. There's a big increase. Say for 401ks and 403bs, the contribution limit from the previous year, 22 into 23, increased from $20,500 if you're younger than age 50, up to $22,500. Okay, and the catch-up was $7,500. So for 2023, if you were age 50 or older, it's $30,000 that you could contribute into your 401k or your 403b. What's the new limit for 2024? An increase, but not a significant increase, just a $500 increase. New 401k and 403b contribution limits for 2024 are going from $22,500 up to $23,000 even. So almost $2,000 a month. And of course, you need to have wages up to that point. If you only make $15,000 because you're working part-time, you can't contribute that full $23,000. It'd be capped there. If you're age 50 or older, that catch-up contribution is remaining the same. It's remaining at $7,500. So here we go. If you're age 50 or older, just over $30,000, $30,500 is what you can contribute. Also note some of the changes from the Secure Act 2.0. If you're a high wage earner, your catch-up contribution is going to be forced to be Roth. That's been delayed. It was going to happen in 2024. It's now going to happen in 2026. If you have a simple IRA, some smaller employers have a simple IRA, that contribution limit is increasing $500 as well, up to $16,000. All right, so that's 401ks, it's 403bs. What about IRAs or Roth IRAs? Roth IRAs are more common. More people are, these days, for funding, more people are contributing to 401ks, but if you're going to contribute outside of the 401k, you're likely going to do so in the Roth. That contribution limit has been $6,500 with a $1,000 catch-up, and for 2024, it's increasing $500 as well. It's going to $7,000. That's your contribution limit. Again, that's up to how much you earn at a limit, at a max of $7,000. So if you only make $5,000 because you're working part-time, your contribution limit's $5,000. But if you make north of that, it's whatever is the lesser of how much you earned or the $7,000. If you're age 50 or older, that catch-up contribution is remaining $1,000. That is not changing yet. That's going to start being indexed for inflation in $100 increments starting this next year. So we're going to start seeing the catch-up contribution go from $1,000 to $1,100, $1,200. It's going to start getting confusing here, guys. So just be aware of that. But if you're age 50 or older, that IRA, Roth IRA contribution limit is moving to $8,000 total with the $7,000 base and then the $1,000 catch up. And then what about the HSA? I'm throwing that in there. Many people are viewing the HSA it's part of your tax shelter strategy. And many people are looking at that as another retirement savings vehicle. If you are on a single plan, your contribution to your HSA, that limit is going up to $4,150. If you are on a family plan, it's going up to $8,300. The catch up for those, that's not changing. It's still $1,000, but you got to point out a difference. You can start doing a catch up in the year you turn age 55. Not age 50. The retirement accounts, you can start doing the catch-up at age 50, not for the HSA. It starts at age 55. But if you're on a family plan and you and your spouse are both age 55 or older, that's an extra $1,000 each. So your HSA contribution could be over 10 grand for this next year. All right, if we back up, and again, the question is, you got to know these rules, and you got to know, is your goal, is your strategy to maximize it, and how does that change? But really, the overarching question is, what's your tax shelter strategy? How does that fit within all 6 areas of your financial life? And if your strategy is to save X percentage of your income and you're maxing, be aware that you're going to be able to put a little bit more into these accounts. If it's just, hey, I plan to max every year, that is my strategy, and how that impacts my retirement plan and my tax picture, that's my goal, is to max these things out. If you're younger than age 50 and you're maxing your 401k and your IRA or your Roth IRA, know that you can put over 30 grand. That's a lot. That's a lot, guys. I'm not going to tell you. I remember when it was close to 15, okay, that you could do between the two. So over 30 grand. If you're age 50 or older, my goodness, guys, we're approaching 40 grand. So that's a lot that you can put in there. HSA would be even more on top of that. So work with your certified financial planner. Identify what your tax shelter strategy is. So many people have excess dollars slipping through their fingers out of their portfolio, out of their nest egg, unnecessarily going to Uncle Sam. And so work with your CFP. Make sure you've got the right tax shelter strategy, that you've got clarity, confidence, and the creativity applied to it. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well. Or give us a call, 574-247-5898. Right there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.